You should have gotten 3 baggies with your Moto mount. You should have gotten a Moto mount hardware, a Moto mount ramp kit, and then a 2 tie-down point kit. So, start off, the Moto mount hardware. This should include 2 3-hole T-nuts, 4 5/8" T-bolts, and 4 washers. Okay, so take your 5/8 T-bolt with one of the washers and go ahead and push this through the hole on the bottom of the Moto mount. Then line this up perpendicular to the Moto mount itself. Thread this in a couple of threads. Repeat that for all 4 of the holes. Okay, so leave these on here loose so that we can slide them onto the T-track on top of the rack. Next, if you opted to get our Moto ramp, you're going to need to use the Moto mount ramp kit. This includes 2 bolts, 2 black spacers, and then 2 lock nuts. This is built to mount the ramp when the ramp is being used to load your dirt bike. So with this, you'll take your bolt, push it through that hole, put your spacer on, and then with your lock nut, tighten it until the lock nut butts up against the edge of that black spacer. Repeat for both sides. Once those are tight, this is ready to be put in the rack. We'll get to that step in a second. Then you want to build up your tie-down points. Tie-down points are going to use a lock washer, a washer, and a 5/8 T-bolt, as well as a 2-hole T-nut. So we'll push into here, a couple of threads, get these 2 both set up and ready to go, ready to slide into your rack.
So the bike mount will come with 2 different plates with 6 carriage bolts, 6 washers, and 6 nuts. Okay, and when you get your bike mount, after it's put together like this, you'll also have the bike mount hardware kit, which comes with the belay strap, the pedal strap, and everything that you need to get the mount attached to the upper bar of the chase rack. So when putting on the 3-hole T-nut, there's 2 ways that it can go. It can go like this, which will put it straight with the rack, perpendicular, and this, which will put it at a 45. The only time that you'll ever want to use the straight one like this is if you're using fat tire bikes specifically. Any other bikes, we recommend the 45-degree angle right here. And then when we do the other one, just make sure that you match whatever you did down here, whether it's the 45 or straight. So this one I did the 45. Okay, and once you have either the bike mount or the Moto mount with the T-nuts ready to go, nice and loose, you'll slide them in to the T-track on the upper bar of the rack.
Super simple with the ski snowboard mount. You'll have 4 2-hole T-nuts, 8 5/8" T-bolts, 8 washers, and you're good to go. Once again, take your T-bolt and your washer, go ahead and put it through the holes and thread them on there, a couple of threads. All right, we're ready to go ahead and put these on the rack now. An important thing to note here is that all of our mounts work on all of our racks, and so you can swap the mounts in and out as you like. Here, we'll show you where we'd like to set them up when we set our racks up, and then you can kind of pick and choose where you'd like to take them from there. So first, with the Moto mount, I just slide one of the tie-down points into the front T-track. If you don't want this as exposed, you can slide it on the opposite T-track, but where I like to do this, right here. Then go ahead and take your Moto mount. Make sure that both of the T-nuts are in the T-tracks. Go ahead and slide the Moto mount on. If you miss one of these T-nuts into these tracks, it may cause your rack to fail. So definitely double check to make sure that you're not missing one of the tracks on this. It's happened before. You'll not be the first person. You were the first. Then take your other tie-down point and slide it on. A couple of important things to note here. If you're setting your truck up for 2 dirt bikes, I like to space these out with these just about in line with the wheel well of your truck. So that way when you ramp the bike up, the ramp sits right next to the wheel well, so this lines up perfectly and goes in clean. If you have 3 bikes going into the truck, spacing this as wide as you can is helpful. That being said, if the ramp does interfere with the wheel well, you have to factor that part in too. But as wide as you can with 3 dirt bikes, with 2 dirt bikes, you can get them a little bit closer. Then with your tie-down points, go ahead and space these out as wide as you can with your given setup. So for me, I do like to have these about right here. That way I can have the widest angles possible going back to the handlebars to make sure the bikes are as stable as possible.
And then for the bike mount, you're gonna make sure that the slant is aiming towards the left side of the truck. Coming over here, slide it in. Same thing with the moto mount, making sure that both of the T-nuts are in the track. Slide it into wherever you want. You can have up to 6 bikes on a full-size truck. Make sure that you space out your mounts accordingly to however you want it. The more to the left side of the truck, the better, because they lean in.
Now, if you're running moto mounts and bike mounts, it is possible to fit 2 full-size dirt bikes and up to 3 full-size mountain bikes in a truck bed, like in a full-size truck bed. In a mid-size truck bed, you can do 2 and 2. You will just need to make sure that you can position these in a way that you are comfortable getting the dirt bikes up into their spots, as well as mounting the mountain bikes at the same time. Whenever I do this, I like to have my moto mount spaced as wide as possible, and then the 3 mountain bike mounts in the middle with them scooted towards the left mount as much as possible. Now, with the ski snowboard mount, there are 3 ways that you can mount this. Way 1 is on top of the bar like this. Way 2 is on the front track of the upper bar. Way 3 is on the rear track of the upper bar. All of them work. It's up to you and your personal preference where you'd like to put them. The one caveat that we will add is if you notice that this insert here has an upside and then a downside. This insert can come out and be swapped. So the best rule of thumb for this is that you want gravity to be pulling down on the snowboards and not on this. This should be on top of the snowboards or the skis.
Once you get to this point, make sure you tighten everything up, and that's it for the mounts, as simple as that.
If you have our ramp or our third moto adapter, go ahead and watch the videos for those, as those are specific to their use case scenarios.